Alright everyone, welcome back to another Game Vault video. As always, I'm Captain Beefy with the Game Vault, and we got some more stuff to talk about today. Namely, the whole woke ideology and how they try to push it onto everybody. And we're seeing more and more pushback lately, and that's a good thing. We need to continue with that trend. So let's cue up the music and we'll get right to it. All right, so yeah, recently we've seen a lot of pushback from the gaming community. Black Myth Wuhan, 10 million sales in 3 days, right? 10 million in sales. This is a game that the media pushed back against because it wasn't diverse enough, and they made up a hit piece about the culture of the studio over there in China, saying it was misogynistic and sexist and yada yada. Basically a hit piece, and then everybody quoted that hit piece and ran with it, and then the person who wrote it went into hiding, and so on and so on, and shooby-dooby-doo. It's been quite the mess. Then you got games like Concord and Dustborn that both launched in the same week and promptly crapped the bed. I don't think Dustborn ever topped 80 some odd players, and oh my god, Concord is just dropping into... It's getting ready to go into double digits soon if it keeps it up. I mean, on Steam, now I never saw the PlayStation numbers, of course, so I can't speak for that, but I can't imagine they're much better on PlayStation. Maybe there's some PlayStation fanboys that went in full throttle on it, and yay, it's great because Sony made it. I'm not that kind of guy. I'm a PlayStation guy. I've been a PlayStation guy since PlayStation 1, but yeah, I'm not that guy. So anyway, let's talk about Soul Ash 2. The developer refuses to cater to the LGBT Mafia, trying to cancel the game. There's nothing to fear from the oppressive mob trying to force their ideology, is the quote. So on August 15th, Smiralski shared an updated titled Married with Children, where he revealed, I have the first of two parts of the family feature where you can start your new family in your settlement, marry someone to move to your town and family, and have children with them. He continued, by having your own family, you can also start working at building as another way to generate wealth, train your potential, or just progress the world by a couple of years while ensuring your legacy lives on after your inevitable doom. So I guess this game takes place, it's a very retro-looking game, and it takes place medieval times. It was my guess here from the looks of it. We got the dragons and the castle, a bunch of soldiers, looks like cavalry here, and some infantry soldiers there. Crops grow a little hydra in the water, and it looks like we've got a slain dragon here. So that's what it looks like to me. It looks like there's some sort of building mechanic here for the town itself. Very, very retro style. Not my shtick, but cool. I dig it, man. I like it. I grew up with games like these, not this complex and cool. They were way more simple back then, but still, it's pretty sweet. So anyway, yeah, creating a family, ensuring your legacy lives on after your inevitable doom. In a discussion on the update, Steam user 2023 Subaru Impreza, what a stupid ass name is, questioned, hey Arthur, thank you for your hard work. I'm a queer fan of your game and wanted to ask if same-sex relationships would be possible in future updates. I know other developers, like the ones who made Medieval Dynasty, said they considered it too late to put into the game. I just wanted to see if it was something on your radar or if it would be safe for you to implement in the future. The user concluded, thank you for your time and dedication to this game and this community. It's always got to be pushed, right? We want to make a feature of the game. This is a feature of the game that he's working on that lets you generate wealth, train your potential, and progress through the world by a couple of years while ensuring your legacy lives on after your inevitable doom. Two dudes ain't going to leave a legacy behind, okay? Two girls aren't going to leave a legacy behind. The family dies with them. The family tree for both of those individuals dies with them. There's no legacy. So it would be foolish to implement that there. It's not there for you to project yourself into the game. It's a mechanic. Okay? It's a mechanic. A gay, LGBT, whatever, would serve zero purpose in that mechanic. In fact, it would just end things prematurely where you could continue on if you just played as a normal freaking person. Unbelievable, man. So anyway, Smirowski responded, the main purpose of the family system is to create a legacy through children, and given our limited ways to interact with NPCs, I don't think there's a good way to represent relationships, so I don't plan to expand that right now. Good answer, man. More extended interactions were something that some players wished was a bigger focus of the game, but unfortunately it would take a long time and probably the removal of the conversations and dialogue systems to turn Soul Ash 2 into The Sims, as well as the other games I'm already trying to mix, he noted. Smirowski concluded, we're going to have to see if I ever get excited about it, but right now I'm too pumped to go to war to delay it any further. So there you go. Yeah, we're not turning Soul Ash into The Sims. You got The Sims, gay guys. You ruined that game. The Sims is so homified that you can't even play it without feeling the estrogen leak into your body, and your testosterone just starts to fade away as soon as the title screen comes up. It's so gay now. Unbelievable. They keep pushing it. But anyway, beginning on August 22nd, a number of LGBT activists began posting negative reviews of the game, given Smirowski indicated he would not be including disordered LGBT relationships in the game. I love this, disordered. And it's true, right? It's true. So now we're going to post negative reviews of the game. Okay? We see this on both sides. This is straight up. I don't like it any more than anybody else does, but review bombing sucks. Now, there are legitimate reasons to change a review, or to bomb a game. Like if you buy a game and it comes out and they nerf it into the ground, then yeah, you've got reason to go in there and be like, no, this is no longer a 5-star game. This is now a 2-star game or whatever. You've got reason to do that, right? Legitimate reason. This is just selfishness being presented by a group of narcissists, this loud, vocal percentage of a percentile of humanity, right? This is them just being assholes, okay? There's nothing to do with them being gay. They're assholes. And they prove it time and time again with shit like this. The reviews began when Subaru and Preza wrote, developer banned me from the Soul Ash 2 community for asking him to implement same-sex marriage in the same way he implemented heterosexual relationships. The user then claimed he enabled his community to harass me with homophobic rhetoric, which they still do to this very day. Aww. Cannot recommend supporting this game with a clear stance by the dev and his community against the LGBT player base. Addendum, I'm disappointed in the route the developer is currently taking, trying to spin the narrative of an organized gay review bomb when in reality he destroyed his current community for money and replaced them with people with hate in their hearts without a second thought to the people he might hurt in doing so. Do better, Arthur, Subaru and Preza concluded. I think maybe you should do better, Impreza. You're a cry bully. That's what people like this. I like to call them cry bullies. I saw that name on the internet like a year, 2 years ago, whatever. People like Alyssa Mercante, they're cry bullies. They go out there and they push for stuff. Even though his initial claim wasn't bullying or anything here, his original request, I don't know what's behind the banning from the community. I don't see this stating that he's banned in any way, shape, or form. That's probably something that Impreza made up. Or it could be that when he got that answer that he didn't like, he went in there and bitched and moaned and cried and caused all kinds of trouble and ended up getting banned. This is what they do. They turn themselves into victims. They will do something. It's like the little brother, right? If you're an older brother or an older sister and you've got a younger brother or sister, they'll aggravate you and they'll bother you, right, when you're little kids. And they'll just get under your skin until you get to the point that you lash out and you smack them in the head with your train or your doll or whatever it is you're playing with at the time. And then they go screaming to mom that you hit them for no reason, right? That's this guy, okay? This guy never grew out of that phase. He's still 4 years old. And all of them are. They're like, it's like they're emotional growth retards at like that age, and they just don't ever become fully adult. You see them, they scream, they cry, they go nuts on the internet for stuff, and they'll post videos of themselves crying. Who does that? I was misgendered. Okay, dude. Whatever, I'm sorry. You're a dude. You weren't misgendered. You misgender yourself on a daily basis. But let's move on with the story. Salty Snow wrote, I had high hopes for the further development of this game, as it appears to have great potential. Unfortunately, I can't recommend to support this game while its developer is signaling racist and anti-LGBT politics in his design choices. So here we brought in racist. I don't know where that came in. But you see how these clowns are, right? They will continue to pile lie after lie on top of each other, just making things worse and worse and worse. Okay? It seems to me fairly simple to unlock the marriage system to allow players to form interracial or same-sex marriages with NPCs. The user added, there need not be any restriction on the player's freedom to develop our worlds the way we like, and implementing this as a hard-coded restriction is a clear statement of catering towards the biases or preferences of a certain section of the player base to the exclusion of another. This is a clear statement of catering towards the biases or preferences of a certain section of the player base to the exclusion of another. How does that feel, you asshole? Right? How does that feel? I'll tell you how it feels. It sucks. It sucks opening up a game, going to have fun in that game, and then seeing a bunch of pride flags in there, because it's just annoying. Okay? And I'm not homophobic. It's just like, that's just annoying. Where's my rebel flag? Where's my American flag? Where's my don't tread on me flag? No, but I got 50 different LGBT flags that I'd like to wipe my ass with. Okay? So yeah, how does it feel to have the preferences of a certain section of the player base be in favor over yours? Sucks, right? So go play another game, asshole. The in-universe explanation for birth is stated to be delivered by Stork. This indicates a more fantastical representation of reproduction, not one based in hard biological facts, Salty Snow continued. Therefore, it would be trivial to allow same-sex couples to also receive stork babies. We arguing over stork babies? It would similarly be trivial to allow interracial couples to receive stork babies corresponding to the race of either parent. These types of marriages don't need to be represented automatically by the simulation. It does not require the introduction of adoption or surrogacy systems. All it would take is allowing players to choose any spouse they like with no additional consequences. Planting your feet on this choice is a clear middle finger to the LGBT player base and to anyone who wants to create their Soul-Lash worlds the way they want, the user declared. The user then claimed, update, I have reached out to Arthur to try and reach an understanding, and this prompted him to go on an unhinged nationalist rant on Twitter against the degenerate race mixers and queers, so at least now we know for sure. Do we have a screen capture of that, maybe? I don't know. Salty Snow, do we have that? Moving on. Shadowmar also posted hard coding marriage to be exclusively heterosexual, so the modders can't even add same-sex marriage is really weird, man. Oh, whatever, guys. So here's what's funny, right? So modders can't even add it in there. Now, we've had situations in games where modders have gone in to remove gayness from a game, right? To make a character straight. I think they did that with Baldur's Gate with a couple characters, or at least one main big character. I remember, I think it was Spider-Man had some LGBT flags in it, and somebody went in and modded it with Nexus mods and turned them into like American flags or whatever, and they got banned, if I'm not mistaken. I could be wrong on that, but I know there was some kind of repercussion against it. The mod was taken down. The guy was dragged through the mud as being homophobic or whatever, when all he was doing was allowing people to have the game the way they want it, right? So it's okay to ban these guys. It's okay to ban those mods and all that, and it's okay to force that garbage, that filth, onto everybody, those perversions. But the one time you don't get your way, you guys gotta cry like the babies you are and bitch about it on the internet. You know what? Fuck you. Ecronite posted, game is alright, dev is active, but they are also pretty bigoted. Here we go. Just don't feel comfy playing or recommending a game with a dev like this. In case anyone wants more context, the developer is going on insane homophobic rants over on Twitter and a bit in his Discord as well. He's probably not going on homophobic rants. He's probably just saying, man, these queer guys are a bunch of assholes. That's not a rant. That's a statement of fact based off of what you guys are saying here. Developer attaches real-world beliefs to game mechanics rather than writing a detached fantasy world, if you can call it writing compared to the first game wrote Desiree. So they're trying now just to be... They get petty then. I see this in my comments too, where when they don't have arguments for things, they'll get petty with you. They'll just throw out random stupid insults and stuff like that. It's quite funny to argue with people like that. I do these videos to help spread awareness and to let people know that if you're tired of this crap, you're not alone. And there is a way to save culture. And the way to save culture is to fight back with your wallets. Don't buy garbage games that push this garbage nonsense on you. Don't buy games like Assassin's Creed Shadows, which is clearly pandering to the black community by making a game about a feudal Japan where the samurai's a black guy. I mean, it makes no sense. There's no way you can cut things and explain them that makes sense, right? Oh, but he was a real guy. Okay, fine, he was a real guy. I never refuted it. Oh, but he was actually a samurai but samurai meant something different back then. Blah, blah, blah. Okay, whatever. It still doesn't explain why he's the main character. It's a stupid thing to do, and it's clear pandering, and it just, and we see it all the time, and it's nice to see somebody stand up and fight back, and I hope we see more companies do that. This is a small company. This is a company that could easily get destroyed with a properly run boycott. But the thing is, these boycotts don't work anymore. Okay, you guys have been calling us bigots and phobes and ists and all that for the better part of a decade now. And those words no longer have any meaning. You've used them so much that they have no meaning anymore. Nazi. You guys call everybody a Nazi. You call black people white supremacists. You call Jewish people Nazis. None of these words have meaning anymore because you guys have run them into the ground and used them so much that we don't care anymore. It's like, hey, you want to call me a Nazi? Fine, call me a Nazi. Call me a bigot. I really don't give a shit. Your opinion means nothing to me. You're a garbage human being. All you do is you spend too much time on the internet. You live in a fantasy world where men are women and women are men and all this other nonsense, and you have no idea what the real world is about. And when you have to get out into that real world, it is going to chew you up and shit you out. And I hope I'm there to see that day for a lot of these people. Anyway, Smarsky would respond to a number of reviews on Steam, writing, "This review is part of a poor attempt at review bombing to make me do hours of extra work for free. I'm not your slave." On X, he also wrote, "They are so mad at me for adding legacy through children to my multi-generational sandbox game." Here we got another one. "Game's alright, dev is active, but they're pretty big." Yeah, that's... and here, "Fine, call me intolerant, but I can't understand a person who looks at this screen and thinks, I must fuck everything that moves and have mutant babies. And please, I don't need to understand. Live and let live." Right? Why do you need that? I mean, this is a game mechanic. This is not relationships for the fun of relationships like you see in a lot of role-playing games and all that. Suck it up, Buttercup, and marry a chick like God intended it instead of trying to bang another dude. Have children, raise a family, and let your legacy live on instead of just catering to your base desires and killing your family tree and someone else's at the same time. I mean, it's gross. He later added, my grandparents survived the Nazis. My parents endured communism. I had to live through religious oppression since the age of 10, and now some spoiled brats think I'll bend my knee to their rainbow flag or else they'll type some words. I already have a flag I'm proud of," he declared, and he shows it right here. Wow. I like Arthur. I like Arthur a lot. On August 25th, after the game received 28 negative reviews and 6 positive reviews, according to SteamDB, Smarowski posted, "Just woke up. The lightning didn't hit me. I don't feel canceled at all. After all, it looks like there was nothing to fear from the oppressive mob." He added, "Thank you to everyone who went past a single tweet and offered their support and understanding." In a follow-up, he shared their initial response he made above and wrote, "This is my response a week ago. After that response, a week-long activism campaign engulfed all our community channels, so I showed my teeth, the oppressive people left, and now we continue to have fun and peace." And that's what you need to do. You need to fight back. Do not be afraid. I'm just an upstart channel, right? I could be, some of these big guys could come after me and have a blast trying to destroy me, and they won't be able to because I don't care about them. I will just come back a different way, a different manner, and stronger than before, and I will fight twice as hard to destroy those who destroyed me. That's what you got to do. You got to fight back. You got to fight hard. In another post, he addressed a negative review claiming he hard-coded away to not have gay marriage in the game. I've heard people falsely claim I intentionally hard-coded away not to have gay marriage in mods. I want to clarify that Soul Ash 2 is on a custom engine, and modding is only configuration-based. This means there's no way to develop new mechanics or change the simulation through mods, but we have friendly in-game editors that can help add custom content from players who don't code, Smarsky explained. Anyway, Smarsky also declared the cavalry's arrived. I'll keep that review bomb as a badge of honor, hoping it will encourage more developers to resist mob pressure and focus on developing the best games they can according to their design goals. He concluded, thank you for their support. Mark Kern, Grums, posted about this, and they went back to posting some, a lot of people went on there and gave some positive reviews. It's funny and it's asinine to do this kind of thing, fake reviews one way or the other. But you know what? It's a form of combat in this culture war. And as asinine as it may seem, it's what you do, right? Smarsky continued to fire back at the LGBT activists, leaving negative reviews on the game. The one who described him as an evil person and also an idiot, he wrote, "Obey, idiot, or your business will be ruined. Nobody will cover your games because we'll all call you a bigot. This is a prime example of an extremist I don't want in my community. Plenty of other groups with gamers of every background who just share their passion for games." It's true, you don't want pieces of crap like this in your community. All they'll do is poison it. They'll just create situation after situation and make things worse and worse for you. Smarsky also shared, I've received many well wishes and expressions of compassion. He continued, the pressure has been challenging for me and my wife, but what I've read from actual LGBT people who also were oppressed by extremists shielding themselves with this label, fellow developers, artists, and gamers, gives me the strength to push through and let these rotten people continue to expose themselves. How hard will they try to punch a guy making a game because of one design decision and one tweet? Now, I'm far from being alone. Thank you again, he concluded. And so it's not everybody in that community, right? And when I say the LGBT community, I mean that's everybody that falls under that label, okay? It's the activists. It's these vocal minority, even normal people in that community. When I say normal people, I mean the dude you work with, the girl you know that's a lesbian, the gay guy you work with, whatever. These guys don't act like this. They don't feel this way. They don't believe this nonsense. In fact, they realize just how bad it makes everybody look, and a lot of them just don't even want anything to do with them. They're like, no, that's not me. I don't share that opinion. That's like Black Twitter, right? If you ever go on Black Twitter is a hateful spot, right? When you talk to normal, I work with tons of black folks and all that. We're friends. We chill, we talk, we do. None of them feel that way. They don't feel all this crap that Black Twitter feels. It's such a weird phenomenon, this generation being raised on the internet. I don't get it. I think it's really corrupted their brains. But anyway, next he shared multiple Steam review charts showing the game was receiving more positive reviews than negative reviews. He commented, it's no longer ugly mixed reviews, the tide's turned. Never give up on your vision for a handful of extremists and focus on making the best game you wish to share. It's your name attached to it, he wrote. Be proud of your work and let it be known. And he's right. And if you bow down and you give, they will never, ever stop taking. And that's the problem. You know what? Yeah, can you just add this one thing for me? Sure, okay, I'll go ahead. Then next week it'll be, well, you know what? I want to be able to change my character's gender. Okay, well, let's throw that in there. That's not a big deal. Okay. Hey, can I have special pronouns for my character? Because my character is like me, and they are gender fluid. So, I would like to be able to have different pronouns and change them on a daily basis. Okay, we'll do that. Hey, this player, FBoy69, used the wrong pronouns on me. I want him banned. What? This is how it goes. It's the slippery slope, and this is always how it goes. This is why you don't give in to terrorists. And that's what these people are. They're freaking terrorists. Most recently, Smarsky posted, the Emperor has no clothes. There's nothing to fear from the oppressive mob trying to force their ideology. Games are for fun, not activism. Don't compromise your design. Ban those who can't stand hearing no. We'll be there for you if they dare this again. And as of the writings games, recent reviews are mostly positive, while all the reviews are very positive. Yeah, there's their little tantrum right there. What do you make of Smorowski not catering to the LGBT mob and gamers rewarding him for it? I think this is fantastic. This guy is a hero in the gaming community right now. He needs to be lifted up. So if you want, I would say go in there, buy that game, support that game. I don't know what it's running right now, but definitely a game worth picking up, even if you don't want to play it, just to support him and just to show that middle finger to that LGBT mafia that wants to force everybody to bend and bow down to their flag, that we're not having it anymore. We're going to kick the tourists out of gaming. We're going to take gaming back to normal people, normal gamers who just love it and want to just game and have fun and not be preached at, not be shamed, and not have to put up with bullshit all the time. As always, I'm Captain Beefy with the Game Vault. If you haven't done so, please leave a like on the video. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel and to ring that bell for notifications. I will see you next time. Until then, peace.